So my daughter Rachel told me that some people have these book haul videos on YouTube, and I've watched some of them, and it's kind of fun to see somebody open up their box of books that they order. And as a librarian and an author and a reader, I do like to own books. And one of my favorite places to buy books is from bookoutlet.com. And so I waited till they had a coupon offered, and I went ahead and um, by the time I get the books after I order them, I'm not even ever sure what I ordered. So you're going to be just as surprised as I am I'm sure I have a little better idea what I ordered than you do, but this will be a fun video letting you see what I order, what kind of books I order, and then I'll explain why. Not your typical YouTuber book haul video, but something fun that I've been looking forward to doing. So as a librarian, when I order, I'm responsible for large print orders at our library. And it's always fun it's like Christmas every time a box comes. It's the same here for me. So I have the box open, and we won't even look at the invoices. All right, so what I have in this month's order, I shouldn't say this month's, but this order is creative journal writing and the art and heart of reflection. And I bought this book because I do expressive writing for healing classes, and I've got a grief journal coming out in May, and this is just something that I maybe can utilize in some of the classes that I do. So I really strongly believe in writing as a tool for healing, and at a grief retreat that I'm coordinating this October, I'll also have an expressive writing for healing class at that. So creative journal writing is my first book. The Color of Rain: How Two Families Found Faith, Hope, and Love in the Midst of Tragedy, by Michael and Gina Spehn, Spain. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. This was a New York Times bestseller book and a true story. I love to read memoirs. I love to read anything inspirational or uplifting. So this will be stuck on my to read list for a while until I can get to it. When two childhood friends die of cancer just weeks apart, the shared experience of loss brings their grieving spouses together. Sounds awesome. So The Color of Rain: How Two Families Found Faith, Hope, and Love. Then I've got A Prayer Journal by Flannery O'Connor. And that's one of the authors that I keep running across when I do some research about expressive writing and journaling and how it can help us. And oh, that looks really neat because it's written in handwriting like a letter or like a journal. So I think I'm going to enjoy that book too. Not all of it, but I mean, some of the pages look like her actual journal. Broken for Good: How Grief Awoke My Greatest Hopes, by Rebecca Renee Jones. I do read a lot of books about grief because I do grief retreats and I do grief speeches, and it's an interest of mine, unfortunately, because I've personally dealt with the loss of mother, husband, and grandson in the space of 3 years, and I wrote about that in my book, Refined by Fire. But I also do speeches and try to help other people. And I was certified as a grief counselor in January. So Broken for Good: How Grief Awoke My Greatest Hopes. Room to Write: A Daily Invitation to a Writer's Life, by Bonnie Goldberg. I love any books that have to do with writing. I've been writing for almost 30 years, and this looks like a little devotional type, day by day little inspiration for writers. So this looks really good. Room to Write: Daily Invitations to a Writer's Life. The Creativity Book: A Year's Worth of Inspiration and Guidance, by Eric Maisel, PhD, author of Deep Writing and Fearless Creating. I'm working on a book on creativity, on how to utilize creativity in your everyday life, and so I do my homework when I write a book. I do a lot of reading and a lot of research, and sometimes to refer to other people's writing in my writing. And it just kind of jump starts my own ideas. And this one looks like it's got writing exercises in it. And I love these little quotes on the side of different books. And I love epigraphs. If you don't know what an epigraph is, I didn't either. But at the beginning of chapters of books, you'll see these little quotes or from another person's writing or another person's book, and those are called epigraphs. And so now you've learned something, and I use a lot of epigraphs in my own writing. Another book, The Art of Losing, Poems of Grief and Healing, edited by Kevin Young. I had read about this when I was doing research for my expressive writing for healing classes, and I think I'm even going to try some poetry because I've read such good things, not just about writing prose, but writing poetry and helping to work yourself through some of these tough times in life. So this is actual poems in here, edited by Kevin Young. To the bottom of my box, Beyond Scrapbooks. Now, I'm not a scrapbooker. Using your scrapbook supplies to make beautiful cards, gifts, books, journals. I told you I work at a library, and so I do some of these kinds of creative classes at the library. I've done one on using old books and making it so you can put cards in it. And this past week, I did one on making a journal out of a composition notebook. And so this was like $1.99 on Book Outlet, and so I had to pick that up. So give me some more ideas for future classes. This one kind of like what I did. Altered composition notebooks, that craft is called. And that's kind of what we did. Not quite. We didn't use paint. It looks like they used a lot of paint, but that will help me with my job. And there in the bottom of the box, a couple folios of stationery. And the stationery is at the writer's edge, writing set, or the water's edge, sorry, at the water's edge. And the photos are beach photos. And for the first time this year, my daughters and I traveled to Florida and stayed with my sister and brother-in-law. And I saw my first beach in Florida. And so writing, I'm sure I'll use some of this paper to write to my sister Joan and her husband, but it'll also bring back those beach memories. So thank you so much for sharing the opening of my book box and my book haul. I spent less than $30 on these books on sale and with the coupon code, and so most of them will end up going on my own reference shelf. There's a few that I might end up giving to somebody else or selling, but there's going to be some that I'll be using as reference in my own writing, and then there's some that I'm going to be reading just for my own enjoyment and the kinds of types of reading that I enjoy. Thank you so much. Goodbye.